got your setup going. I was wondering how the hell you were doing that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call it? Crystal lace? What is it?
What's that one that we're doing next Saturday? Yeah, it's crystal lace.
Oops. Hey, you want to see how I do take a picture?
Yeah.
Take a picture.
Oh, yeah. See that?
Yeah, but I don't have those clasps. Yeah. I like this clasp better than the other ones.
Cool. What? Oh. Where's the piece?
The what?
The what? What piece? What piece?
The flower.
Oh, I put it on your laptop.
Oh, thank you. I was like, I lost it. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Lynn. How are you guys? Mystery class. Hi, everybody. We're going to give a few minutes for everybody else. Hi, Brenda and Monica. Lynn says hi, Brenda and Monica. They heard you. Oh, because they can hear you. Looks pretty. Thanks. Looks pretty. You don't even know what it is yet. Watching you from Florida. Hey. Hello. It's a mystery class time. Hey, I'm here. Hello.
Haven't seen it?
No, not yet. Nobody has seen it yet. Okay. I'm actually writing down my instructions. Hello. Hi, everybody. You know, I made this like yesterday. If I'm going to be honest with you, like at 5 o'clock. That's why, so I gave the supply list is what I gave you guys is what I gave myself to work with. To come up and create this as quickly as possible, obviously, because I was trying to create the projects for next week as well. Rookster says hello. Hello! But yeah, so I was trying to do this as quickly as possible. So, yeah, nothing like time constraints, but that's how I kind of like work at work too. You know, it's like nothing like a deadline to actually keep you going. So, all right, so what's first off, what's up for next week? So next week we are finishing up the bead embroidery thing on Monday. Bead embroidery thing. Here's the bead embroidery thing. So we're finishing that up on Monday. I have a needle on that still. Okay, Thursday is the medallion class. Here's the seafoam colorway. Here's Carnival. I know Carnival looks, so the yellow looks lime green on the picture for some reason, but it actually is yellow. So, and it really is really pretty. And I don't work with yellow a lot. So that's kind of like, we know that. I don't know, we know that, okay. So I don't work with the yellow a lot. So that was kind of like an odd color choice for me, but it works out really well. So, so that's for Thursday. And then next Saturday is crystal lace. Ta-da! See? So that's what we're doing on next Saturday. So kits are for the medallion necklace. This guy here are available on Etsy, and kits for crystal lace are available on Etsy. All right, cool. So what are we doing today? Everybody wants to know, right? So this is what we're making today. So it's a Rivoli on the inside. That you are last minute. I know, I am last minute. That's because I have a million other things to do. So it's actually, the way it's made is pretty cool. So here's the underneath side. So you can see the underneath side, and that underneath side right there makes a really cool component on just its own. So if you can imagine that. So, so I kind of made it into, so when I got to the middle point of what I was going to add on the outside, I was like, ooh, let me go grab something else from the wall. And I was like, shoot, I can't, because I gave you guys a supply list, and then you guys are going to end up with something that I don't have. So that you don't have. So I was like, okay, so it kind of, gave me constraints on what I can actually work with. So we made little bunches, of petals on the outside, and we made, a flower piece. So the great thing about this flower piece is you make one loop a little bit longer here, and that's what you can use as your join. So as a pendant, or you can go in between, because there's 4mm pearls here at the bottom. So you can create a right angle weave unit from the side here and go off and make a multiple piece component as a bracelet or something like that. Okay. So that is what we're going to be doing today. I have a warm colorway here. So typically I do a warm and a cool. So I already did the warm. The colors that I picked out for the cool colorway is actually the colors that Connie Tipton ended up with. So, cause she was like, I need the beads for it. I was like, sure. And she's like, but I like blues and greens and, stuff like that. I was like, sure, I grabbed that. I already grabbed it. So, but yes. So what are you going to need? You're going to need one 14mm Rivoli. I'm working with Crystal AB. You're going to need some 4mm pearls. You will only need 8 4mm pearls for this. Okay, so they're only on this back side. But once you see what it creates to start off with, you're going to be like, oh, hey, I can do that, and you're going to be wanting to create more of those. So if you have a strand of them, good, go for it. You're going to need some 3mm pearls and some 3mm bicones. So the 3mm pearls and 3mm bicones is kind of like a toss in the air. You're going to need at least 8 of the 3mm bicones to cover up this top part here. But little fringes on the side, there's pearls and bicones in there. So, so it's up to you however many you want to use. Yay, found us, yay. We haven't started yet, so you're good to go. And then you're going to need the 3 sizes of seed beads. So you're going to need 8s, 11s, and 15s. And I always have to work with an expensive bead because that's me. So I'm working, my expensive bead of the day is palladium. So, which is this 11. Woohoo. All right. And so we'll get started. So start about with a wingspan of thread. Fireline, 1G, whatever makes you happy. Makes me happy, as long as everybody's happy. So, okie dokie. Yeah, she's on there. Yeah. And if you guys want to know, see my directions, this is it right here. So, isn't that great? Yeah. Does everybody understand that? Good. We're good to go. All right, you guys go make it. Have fun. So, all right. So we're going to get started. I am going to use 1G today. I'm going to use blue. I like 1G. Other people hate it because you can go through it, and I understand. I'm glad you found us. Hey, yeah, we're on Facebook today. So we're going to use 1G. I like it because I can get like multiple colors out of this. So there's like lots of different colors of 1G. Everybody likes looking at my little box of colors. Here's my box of colors. So, and I have additional colors in the store. So I replace my box of colors with different colors sometimes. But everybody likes that. So, but if you like Fireline, I'm not, it's not that I don't like Fireline. It's not that I hate Fireline or something like that. Sometimes it's really too stiff. For this, it may be too stiff to go for the loop-de-loops around the side. So for the loop-de-loops, for the, like what looks like the petals in this thing here, you're going to want something that's kind of like a little bit more go in between. So something more thread-like. Okie dokie. So to start off with, we're going to start with some seed beads and pearls. So we're going to start with 8s, 15s. So the 8s I'm using are, if you want to copy my colors later on, because right now I'm pretty sure you can't find them, is Silver Lime Milky Aqua. So just a light color. And then I'm using Blue Slate of a Permanent Finish for the 15s. You want your 15s, they're going to get a lot of wear and tear on the edge here, your 15s and 11s. So you want those to be kind of, you know, a Duracoat color. If you're going to go with a high metallic, a Duracoat or a permanent finish or something like that. So that way, you know, if they rub against your skin, they won't rub off. So, cool? All right. Gonna bring you guys in a little closer. You like using Nanofill. Nanofill's cool. I like Nanofill. It's a little thinner than Fireline. But I don't know. I've been using thread for a while now, so that's sometimes what I use. All right, to start off with, so I'm going to flip this guy over. Sorry, you guys saw my watch there. Connor likes to chew on my watch, so it's probably got a lot of scratches and spit on it right now. So we're working on from the back side here, from here first, okay? So we're going to pick up the combination of an 8 and a 15, like so. And we are going to do that 8 times total, so. And we count before we go any further. So 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I like that. I kind of like the way it came out. I wasn't sure about it. So, all right. So there's our 8 beads. So we're gonna bring this down to about 4 inches from the edge of our thread, like so. And then we're gonna travel back through all the beads again to make a circle. And we're going to go until our working thread meets our tail, and we're going to tie a knot to make a circle. And we're not going to tie it so tight because instead of using 11s, I'm using 15s at this point. I don't know why I chose to do that. I just did. So they're going to kind of want to smush in there. So we're going to want to leave a little bit of space. If I can freaking tie a knot on this damn thing. Okay. Video classes are fun, they say. Do lots of video classes. Listen to the instructor curse. How many? 8. 8 around with a 15 in between. So 8 O's with a 15 in between each. So 8 O's and 8 15s. All right. If everybody has their circle, I'll get ready to set up to do the next step. And the next step, we're going to need some 11s. 11s and 15s for the next step. All right, so we're gonna move on. And as we're moving on, I'll give you guys a little break in between, so because I know I move faster than some. So we're going to continue through the 15, the 8, and to exit a 15. All right, so exiting my 15, we're going to pick up 2 11s, a 15, and 2 11s. And we're going to skip over the 8 with this and go into the next 15. See why I said let's keep a little, make sure we keep a little bit of space, because we're going to have to get sandwich in between to get into those 15s. And we're only going to have to do this once around, so don't worry about it. It's not like we're going to be using these 15s for the rest of the time. Okay, so again, 2 11s, a 15, and 2 11s. Go from the 8, skip over the 8, excuse me, go 15 to 15. Two 11s, 15, and 2 11s. Travel into the next 15. For those of you that just joined us, we are doing the mystery class today. I'll flip him back over so you can see this is what we, that's what I made yesterday. And when I say yesterday, I mean yes, yesterday. So that is what we are going to be duplicating today. And to do that, we used a 14 millimeter Rivoli, 4 millimeter pearls, 3 millimeter pearls, 3 millimeter bicones, 8/0 seed beads, 11/0 seed beads, and 15/0 seed beads. Stuff that most of you probably have in the house. And if the tail is bothering you, you can cut it off at this point. You're done with it. You're done with it. He's done with you. Get rid of it. I missed an 11 there. So how's everybody doing? I know you're all beading, so maybe not have time to answer me, but I hope you all are doing good. Everybody. Now I got my needle back on because I like to pick up the wrong sequence of beads, even though I'm repeating it to you guys over and over again. 2 11s, a 15, and 2 11s. I have to pick up the wrong thing. Lousy? Why lousy? So we're doing like the second row right now. So the second row is almost like the beginning of a knitting stitch. So it is 2 11s, a 15, and 2 11s. And you're going to go into each 15. Me messed up. It's okay. I'm going slow so you can catch up. So 2 11s, a 15, and 2 11s. And we're traveling from 15 to 15, okay? Of course, that's where my knot is. Just home sucking on the pollen. Oh, it's the first circle. On the first circle, how many do you use? On the first circle, we start off with 8. we start off with 8 O's and 15s, and what we're doing is we're picking up the sequence of an 8-0 and a 15, 8 times in total. So you'll have 16 beads total in the circle, but it will be 8 and 15s alternated. Right now I'm on the second round. In the second round, you go from 15 to 15, and you pick up an 8. Excuse me, you go from 15 to 15, you pick up 2 11s, a 15, and 2 11s, and you go into the next 15. Sal's doing all the shopping. Hey! Has he been picking up good stuff? All right, so I'm going to put this down so we can review. So our first round is here. It's this little circle. Can you guys see that? Let me pull it over here. So there's our first round. And we use 8s and 15s in our first round. So the 15s are right in between the 8s right there. So we picked up an 8 and a 15, an 8 and a 15, an 8 and a 15, and we did that for the whole entire circle. So there's a total of 8 8-0 beads and 8 15 beads. No, Miss Sweets. Oh, say that's not fair. Just tell me to buy you a flour and chocolate chips that you need that to make yourself some stuff at home. Second round. So our second round, we exit a 15 and we pick up 2 11s here, a 15 and 2 more 11s, and we go into the next 15. Again, 2 11s, a 15 and 2 11s, and go into the next 15. And these make like these little picot edges all around. So it looks like a tiny little flower right now. And so let me flip over this guy. So this right here is, you can see it's the gold 11s, and the 8-0s are like that bronzy color. So let me pull it closer. So we got the gold 11s here, and the 8-0s are the that coppery color, and 15s are right in between, and they're a bronze. So, okay. All right, so we're gonna step up to go into the next, to start the next round. All right, and we're gonna step up through the 2 11s and the 15 in one of the picots. So now we're exiting a 15. Does everybody see that? Cut off the tail. Doing things to give you time, guys, time to catch up. All right, so we're exiting at 15, all the way at the tippy top there. All right, so now we're going to be switching to using some 4mm pearls. I use Swarovski pearls. You guys can use, Czech pearls if you have them or whatever. So, but I'm going to be using Swarovski right now. And I'm counting out 8 pearls because that's what we're going to be using. Okay, so we're going to be going from 15 to 15 at the top of the picot, and we're going to be putting in a 4mm pearl in between each. So. (15 to 15 with a 4mm pearl in between. And your little 11s will start rotating at this point. And it's because the pearls are a little bit bigger, so if you use a 3mm pearl, it will keep them from rotating. But we're using a 4, so they're going to kind of want to flip around on us. And it's okay. Just let them do what they want to do. All right, so a 4 millimeter in between each. Has everybody got that point so far? So this is this in the back. It's going to start cupping. So the second round is right here. These are these little points right here. So the second round is 2 11s, a 15, and 2 11s in between each 15. And it will start cupping because remember the pearls are a little bigger. But the pearls offer kind of like a little bit of support for the little fringes that go on top, so. Orange, white, and pink. Is that all you can find, Lynn? Not blue? So you can see now that if I stuck my 14 millimeter right there, you can see the pearls kind of all around on the outside, which is a good place to be. It means that when you're doing a netting stitch and you can start to see the circle of the outside of the beads, it means you're just about ready to go and start cupping it in. So that's what we're going to be working on now, is another kind of like, we're going to start bringing it over the edge so that way we can start for the cupping in part. So we're going to be working on what's on the top part here with the crystals and everything like that, but we got to add those seed bead structures there. So let's split this guy apart, and you can see in there that there's 2 11s. But there's something that's underneath here, underneath all these fringy parts that you need, that we'll need as well, because it's the stabilization part for the fringies. All right, so first round, discuss again. First round was 8/0 seed beads and 15/0s alternating. So we picked up an 8/0 and a 15/0, and we did that 8 times, circled it around, tied a knot. All right, second round, going from one of the 15s to another one of the 15s. Going from one of the 15s to the other 15 here. We're picking up two 11s, a 15, and 2 11s, and it makes a picot. And you're going to do that all the way around on your circle, from 15 to 15. And then you step up into 2 11s and a 15 and add a 4mm pearl in between each. Cool? All right, so we're gonna start the next round. So exiting the 15, we're gonna pick up another 15, 8-0, 2 11s, a 15, 2 11s, an 8-0, and a 15. Hang on, Kathy, I'll answer that in just a moment. All right, from 15 to 15, we're gonna go into the next 15-0. Okay? All right. How many rows of petals on the second row? So if we start off with the base of 8 and we're going from 15 to 15, it means we're going to end up with 8 petals. So you start off with 8 different beads that you're going to go stitch from a 15 to 15, and your base row is from those 8 beads, and you're going to end up with 8 petals. So you're going to have 8 petals. And in between those 8 petals, you're going to add the 4mm pearls. So you'll have 8 4mm pearls. Yours is gonna look like a carnival. Hey, it's okay. Remember, I made a piece of the one of the medallions is carnival colors. It looks pretty good. It doesn't look that bad. So, like that, carnival like that. All right. So let me go over what we just did. All right, so exiting a 15, we picked up a 15, an 8, 2 11s, 15, 2 11s, 8, and a 15. Yep, this is going to go on YouTube. It sure is. All right, and we went into the next 15. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pick up another 15, and we're going to go back up into the 8. Travel back up into it. All right, so our 8 is going to be our shared bead. All right, I'm going to pull this out, and we're going to talk about it again because I'm going to tell people, I have people that are telling me to slow down. So we're going to start from that all over again. I'm a speedy little beater, so I'm used to going extremely fast. Repeat the count, please. All right, that's what we're gonna do. All right, so here we are. This is our base circle. We start off with our first stitch, which is our light blues in here in the center. Picked up an 8-0, a 15, an 8-0, and a 15. That kind of sequence all the way around. So we have 16 total beads. 8 of them are 8-0s and 8 of them are the 15s. Next row is 2 11s, a 15, and 2 11s, and we're going from 15 to 15 with that picot, okay? And we're going to do that all the way around. 2 11s, a 15, 2 11s. Then we step up into 2 11s and a 15, and we add a 4mm in between each of the 15s to make this kind of flower look, all right? So now we're on the 4th row. And we're going to pick up a 15, 8, 2 11s, a 15, 2 11s, an 8, and a 15. There is what we pick up. All right, you can see it. It's a 15, an 8, 2 11s, a 15, an 8, and a 15. Trying to get it so that way it doesn't focus on all that. There we go. Okay? Does everybody pick up that sequence? 15, 8, 2 11s, 15, 2 11s, 15, 2 11s, 8, and a 15. All right, now we're going to go from 15 to 15 with that sequence that we picked up. So essentially we're going over the pearl. So we made a picot over the pearl. We're going to pick up a 15 and we're going to travel back up through just the 8. Okay, with another 15. So now if we see here and we look into here, then we can see that there are 3 15s right here, right between the 8. And the reason is because that 1 15 was already there in between the 2 pearls. We added this sequence loop here that added another 15. Then we went into the 15 that was shared in between the 2 pearls, picked up another 15, and went up through the 8. The 8 is the shared bead. Okay, next step. Since the 8 is shared, we're going to pick up 2 11s, a 15, 2 11s, an 8, and a 15. Okay, can everybody see that? 2 11s, a 15, 2 11s, an 8, and a 15. And we're exiting that 8 right there. And now we're going to go from that 8 that we're exiting to the next 15 in between the 4mm pearls. Skipping over that 4mm pearl. Okay. Pick up a 15. Skip over the 15 and travel back up through the 8. The 8 is shared. Turn this over to the side so you can see it. All right. Same sequence again. 2 11s. A 15, 2 11s, an 8, and a 15. Travel into the next 15-0 in between the 2 pearls. Pick up a 15. Travel back up through the 8. Sequence again. 2 11s, a 15. Okay, wait, for the first one I only have 1 set of 11s and 2 on the second unit. No, for the first unit you should have, first unit, exiting the 15, you need to pick up a 15, an 8, 2 11s, a 15, 2 11s, an 8, and a 15. That is your first unit. The first one you pick up. So, first unit. What a cool little basket. It does make a cool little basket. Okay, so we got, so exiting the 15. In between the 2mm pearls, the 2 4mm pearls, we have a 15, an 8, 2 11s, a 15, 2 11s, an 8, and a 15. And if you need to pull it out, I'm going to be doing this little sequence for a little while, Sharon, so no worries. Yes, you can. Pull it out. We do this all the time. It's the rip it stitch. No worries. All right, so continuing from the point, from this point of exiting the 8, we're going to pick up 2 11s, a 15, 2 11s, an 8, and a 15. All right, travel into the next 15-0. Pick up a 15, back up through the 8. After that sequence, go back. Nope. I was just explaining what to do with the first sequence for somebody that had a question. Robin. 2 11s, a 15, 2 11s, an 8, and a 15. Frog stitch, rip it, rip it. Yes, exactly. Going from the 8-0, we're going to go into the next 15 in between the 4 millimeters. Pick up a 15, travel back up through the 8. And it'll start kind of cupping up. Yep, after that first sequence, it's 2 11s, a 15, 2 11s, that's a 15, don't know how they got mixed up, an 8, and a 15. After that first sequence, every sequence after that is going to have this, except for the last one. Okay? So go from the 8 to the next 15. Pick up another 15 and travel back up through the 8. Okay? 15, 2 11s. 15, 2 11s. Oh, sorry, no 15 at the beginning. 2 11s, 15, 2 11s, 8, and a 15. There's a sequence. Travel from the 8 into the next 15. Pick up a 15, travel back up through the 8. All right, so remember our 8s are shared. They're shared little beads. So we'll have 8 8s around. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have all of the 8s that we need. But we still have this little part right here that does not have that little picot on top of it. All right, so for this, it's going to be, for the last one, it's always going to be a different sequence just because it's not a shared effect. So, all right. So what we're going to be picking up is 2 11s, a 15, and 2 11s. That's the sequence we're going to be picking up right there. This is for the last section. And we're going to go into the first 8 that we added to complete the circle. Okay? Down into that first 8. We pick up a 15. Travel back through that shared 15 in between the pearls. Right there. All right, that creates that bridge over there, but we only have, our 3 15s there, 3 15s there, 3 15s there. So all the way around, we have our whole entire complete sequence. Okay, so for that last bridge, this is what I added here, was 2 11s, a 15, and 2 11s. Okay. I went down into the 8, picked up a 15, and traveled through the share 15s. Okay. Last sequence again is 2 11s, a 15, and 2 11s. Travel down into the 8, pick up a 15, and go into the shared 15 in between the 2 pearls. All right. We're going to travel up through one of the 15s on the side, right before the 8, through the 8, through the 2 11s, and up into the 15. That's our step up. We're stepping up. Okay. There is our little basket that was going to hold, oop, there's my hair falling out. It's going to hold our Rivoli. Cool? Cool. Now we're going to switch over to adding 3mm bicones. We are done with the 4mm pearls and the 8 OC beads, so we can put those away. So, cleanup crew, to give you guys some time to catch up if we need. My cap is rolling along. Okay, last part again. Somebody's asking for the last part. So when we have both of our 8s on there, we have all of our 8s around the whole thing. Let go of that Rivoli. We have to add this sequence that's in between here. So the sequence of 2 11s, a 15, and 2 11s. We travel down into the 8, pick up another 15, go into the shared 15. Sequence of the second unit. All right, so to start off with, here, we'll line it up. Sorry guys, I'm gonna take out the 8s again. We had the cleanup crew come by and they were like, nope, we're not done cleaning up, so. It might help with this way though, to see it this way. All right, so this one right here on top is the first unit. Our first unit is exiting from one of the 15s here, is a 15 and 8, 2 11s, a 15, 2 11s, an 8, and a 15. And then you travel down into the 15 in between the 2 pearls. I'm getting NFL draft announcements, so that's going in front of my screen so I can't see. The next unit over is after we come up from the shared, we pick up another 15 and go into the second 8-0. So our next unit and the ones after that for units 2 through 6. Pearls might be a little bit bigger than a 4 then. All right, so for the next ones are 2 through 6 is 2 11s, a 15, 2 11s, an 8, and a 15. So this is our next. These are for units 2 through 7. right here. 2 11s, a 15, 2 11s, an 8, and a 15. All right? So you take those units and you go into the shared 15. All right? After the shared 15, you pick up another 15 and travel back up through the 8-0 seed bead. Does that make sense? Yep, you should be exiting a 15-0 at the top, tippy top, to go on to the next step. So this is unit 1. This is unit 2 through 7. Unit 8 is this, just this right here. 2 11s, a 15, and 2 11s. And the reason why is because the 8s are already there. All right, so now we just have to put the little bridge in between. So our little bridge is 2 11s, a 15, and 2 11s. All right, is everybody good with that? I don't know, Pat, it may be because my basket looks pretty big too when you look at it. Can you see it? I mean, it looks like it's going to be huge, so. All right. Cleanup crew coming back. We're cleaning up again. Keep working, guys. We'll keep delaying. I can delay, trust me. I can talk for hours. Not a problem. It's probably why I'm good at what I do. So for the next step, we're going to be finally going to be using the Bicones, because everybody wants to get to that step. They always want to use the Bicones. They're like, when are we going to use the pretty stuff? What cleanup? Clean up the mat. It may be okay. Cool. All right. So clean up the workspace. I got like a little tiny box that I'm working with because, I'm trying to zoom in with the camera, so I try to clean up. So we are to exit at 15 at the top. Yep, exactly. So here we go. See my thread? It's coming out of the 15 at the top. I kind of stuck my Rivoli in there. You don't have to stick it in there at this time right now. I mean, you can slip it in there right before the edge. So some people like to hold it in. Some people don't. All depends. So we're going to pick up a 3mm bicone. And we're going to go from 15 to 15 at the top of the picot with a 3mm bicone. And that is going to start to close up our basket. So 3mm bicone, 15 to 15. And I kind of will slip my guy inside. 3mm bicone, 15 to 15. Oops, sorry, made you guys motion sickness. Stop that. Stop it. All right, so we're going all the way around. Oh, no worries, Kathy. You're moving along. $15 to $15 with a 3mm bicone. Plus, it'll be posted afterwards, so you can listen to the sound of my voice forever and ever and ever. Please don't be working on this forever. Move on to something else. All right. So our last one, we're going to be going from the 15 to the first 15. I have no idea what's next. I will give you what's next in just a second. All right, and we're going to go into the last 15. So while the rest of you are working on actually closing this up, I'm going to explain to the ones that are behind what they need to do. So there's our little basket. There's a Rivoli inside, okay? I want you guys to go back around all the beads on top to make sure it's secure, okay? All right, Kathy. So where are you? You just finished second row. Second row is down here. All right, so second row is this part right here. So what you're gonna do, Kathy, is in between each of the 15s, you're gonna add a 4mm pearl, okay? Did you get that already? So this is what it makes, guys, to start off with. So the rest of the stuff that we're gonna do now is decoration, but this is the structure of the piece underneath. So this underneath, it looks like this, see? There we go, there's the gold one. Here's the blue crystal one. All right, so okay. All right, so you're gonna add your pearls in between each, all right? Let me know when you're done with your pearls, and then I'll explain to you what you do next. Last unit on the second row. Second row is down here with the 15s and with the 211s, the 15 and 211s. Is that where you're at, Sharon? Or are you on this part up here? Did you already add your pearls or did you not? Petal. Oh, okay, so the petals. All right, so last one on the petals would be 211s, so right here. So this is what we're looking at right here. It'd be 211s, a 15, and 211s. Travel back down into the first 8. Yeah, okay, so that's where you're at. So it's 211s, a 15, and 211s. Travel back down into the first 8 you added all the way at the beginning. And then pick up a 15 and travel into the shared 15 in between the 4mm pearls. So, guys, I think this is pretty just on its own. It makes a pretty little unit. Things that we can add that I did not have because I gave myself a couple beads to work with, beads that I thought that you guys would have at home. Options. Options. So I love options. So here's options. So this would be cool to add a gem duo in between here, because a gem duo would fit right there, and the holes are precise enough to match with an 8 on the side. So you can make the flower like that. When did you put the Rivoli in? Missed that completely. All right. So the Rivoli is put in at the end. So here, I will pull mine apart because I did not go through it twice. So, all right. So Sharon, here, you go, after you add in the last part of your petal, you go up through the 8/0 seed bead, through 211s and a 15. And in between the 211s, when you exit the 15, in between 2 15s, you add a 3mm bicone. So you go from 15 to 15 and add a 3mm bicone in between each. All right. And while you're doing that, you're going to put your Rivoli inside, and you're going to hold your Rivoli in place with a thumb. Never mind, I quit. Don't quit. I will, if you want, Sharon, I will type you up some instructions just for you to send it to you. It'll just be words, which you'll be okay with, but all right. So options. Here's some options. We can always add like a gem duo in between there. That'd be pretty cool. But since I had what I had to work with, then that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna work with. All right, so we're gonna get ready to move on. If you guys have encased all the way around your Rivoli, we're going to go down into the 8 now. And we're gonna create our loop-de-loops for our petals. So do that, exiting a 15, you're gonna go down 2 11s and an 8. Like that. Okay? On each of these units here, on each of these 8s, because underneath here, underneath this little bunch here, is an 8. So on each of these, there are 5 different little petals. The first little petal is made mostly with the 15s. The second is made with 15s and 11s. The third in the middle here usually has a bicone or a pearl on it. The fourth switch back to 11s and 15s, and the last one is mostly 15s. All right, so each bunch will have 5 petals or 5 loops. All right, so I'm going to do the first one. I'm going to pick up around 10 15s. All right. I gotcha. You can do it later. You can revisit it later. Is it squishy? It's not squishy. Mine's not squishy. Mine's pretty hard. It doesn't move around, as you can see. It's in there. So the Rivoli will rest on top of the pearls, and that will keep it from being squishy. After the pearls, Kathy, exiting a 15, you're going to pick up a 15, an 8, 2 11s, a 15, 2 11s, an 8, and a 15. And you're going to travel into the next 15. All right, guys, so I got 10 15s on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my first loop. To do that, I'm going to travel back through the 8. That's the first loop. Second loop. I will pick up the sequence, and you can make it bigger. So if you want bigger loops, add more beads. That's cool. That doesn't bother me at all, however you want to do it. 3 15s. 4, 5, 11, something like that. Exit the 8-0. Yep, we're exiting the 8-0. 3 15s. So my second petal, I have the sequence of 3 15s, 5 11s, and 3 15s. That's for my second petal. Kathy, 15, an 8, 2 11s, a 15, yep. Then 2 more 11s, an 8, and a 15. And travel back and travel through the next 15 in between the next 2 4mm pearls. All right, so this is my other sequence for my second petal. And I'm gonna go travel back through that 8-0. So this 8-0 is gonna get a lot of traffic. Luckily, 8-0s have big holes, typically. So we're not worried about that so much. So, and you notice how I'm doing? I'm holding it down with my thumb. So I'm holding down the petals that I created down with my thumb. So this would be the third petal. This third petal, I'm gonna start off with 1 15, couple of seed beads of 11s, maybe like 4. I'm gonna pick up a crystal or 2. 4 11s, and a 15. The middle one is going to be your largest petal. Okay? Travel back through the 8. Okay? Third petal. Fourth petal. We're going to kind of make it match our second petal. So I picked up. First petal was 10 15s. Second petal and the fourth petal, 3 15s, 5 11s, and 3 15s. Travel back through the 8-0. Okay, last petal on this one, 10 15s. and travel back through the 8-0. All right, and there is our first little bunch coming out of here. Okay, now we need to travel to get to the next 8-0. So to do that, I'm just going to travel through my beadwork. So I'm going to go through the 15, down on the bottom, through the shared 15, through the 4mm pearl, up into the next 15, and into that next 8-0. The middle count on the fringe is 115, 4 11s, a bicone, 4 11s, and 115. Now I'm going to switch and I'm going to add some pearls in there too. Just to throw in a different color. So exiting this 8, we're going to pick up the first sequence of 15s, which is about 10. If you're not happy with 10 and you want to do more, do more. It's okay. This is fringe at the end. So fringe is liberating for you. Fringes do whatever you want. I'm going to pick up 10, but you guys can pick up however many you want. All right. Picked up 10, travel back through the 8 as a loop. Very lots of options for embellishment with this, yes. You can embellish to your hearts. You can use different shape beads. You can use O beads. You can use demis. You can use whatever you want. Some of you might have some leftover pinch beads. You can use those at the end. So it's a flower. Have fun with it. Second one, we will do 3 15s. Couple of 11s, 4 or 5 11s, 3 15s. We're going to travel back through the 8. Okay, second loop. Fold it over. If you fold it over and you hold it over with your finger, it makes it a lot easier to get your next ones on. That's okay, Marge. It's going to be posted, so you can join with the rest of them. Some of them are a little bit behind, so they're probably going to be watching the video again. So, all right, third one, 15, a couple of 11s. I'm going to do 3 11s this time, and I'm going to do a pearl, a bicone, and a pearl. Couple more 11s and 15. Travel back through the 8. Okay. Fourth, 3 11s, excuse me, 3 15s, couple of 11s, 3 15s. Up through the 8. Okay, here we go again. 10 15s at the end. And if it's not exactly 10, Trust me, nobody's going to go in between your little petals and count how many. Do you recommend changing up the petals? Yeah, you could change up the petals. I did it with this one. I mean, this one I have, you can see, so the bronze is the 15s and the gold is the 11s. So some petals I have more bronze on it, some petals I have more gold in it. So it all depends. These colors, the 15s and 11s I'm working with here, are so closely colored that you can't really tell a difference, but you can tell a difference here. So if you want to use different colors or different counts on different petals, go for it. It's your flower. Flower power. All right, so I got 5 petals on this guy. I got 5 petals on this guy. So we're moving right along. So exiting that 15 or that 8, we're going to go into the 2 11s and the 15. And this is how we're making our way over to the other 8. So you just traveled through your beadwork to get to the other 8. So sometimes, because it's an odd number of petals, sometimes we're going to be traveling down through the bottom, and sometimes we're going to be traveling through the top to get to the next 8. So don't be scared if you end up on one side or the other. It's okay, just as long as you travel through your beadwork, that you cannot see your thread to get to the next point. That's what matters. And I am such like a fanatic about all my fringies being like exactly the way they should be, so I'm just organizing as we go along. So I almost had a really bad day, guys, today. I almost, I thought we had to put Cody to sleep today, but turns out he's going to be fine, so that's great to know. Cody is my 15-year-old Cocker Spaniel. So a lot of you have seen Connor. Connor's a baby. He's a big baby, but he's a baby. He's a golden retriever. So he's my 7-month-old golden retriever is Connor, and Cody is my 15-year-old Cocker Spaniel. Well, Cody hasn't, his tummy hasn't been really good lately. So he's been having a lot of bad nights. So we thought it was like close to the end because he's so old. But we took him today to the vet, and they did some blood work on him. And they're like, yep, he just has an upset tummy. Everything else is fine, which is great. He can't hear me, which is good because, if I curse him out because, I have to clean the floors so much. Yep, Cody is going to be okay. I know, poor Cody. I thought we were going to get a commemorative paw print for him today, but luckily that has to wait a little while longer. Yes. Yeah, he is going to be okay. So, he did not want to eat one day, so we gave him some chicken. And the chicken obviously did not agree with him. I guess as they get older, their tummies get more sensitive. So after the petals, past the pearls. Okay. After that, then you start. So you're on this part right here, Kathy, right? So after that, what you're going to do is you're going to jump up into a 15, exiting a 15. Hey, Dawn. Oh, Shirley, I know. They all had tough weeks. I hope Toby is doing better, too. And Rook. I know Rook had a tough time with his leg. All right. So exiting, you're going to go up through here, up through 2 11s and a 15, and then you're going to add a 3mm bicone in between each. Oh, don't cry. He's good. He's good. I thought I was going to be in tears when I had to do this video today, though. Thank Thank you. It is very pretty. It makes this at the end. So this is going to turn into this. Hey, Teresa. All right, so we're on to our second petal here of our third unit. And you guys, like I said, you guys can add the number of sequins that you want. And actually, I think I'm going to add some more bicones and stuff like that on this one. So just to show you that there is no rhyme or reason to what there is to do on the petals. It is whatever you feel like at the time. Thank you. Just a bicone. Yep, just a bicone in between. I finally made it to the class. I love the pendant. Cool. Yay. Yeah, I know. This was, so I gave you guys the list of things that you needed. I pulled that same stuff for myself. It was a surprise class because I didn't even make it myself yet. So that's what made it a surprise. It was like, surprise, Stephanie, what are you going to do? I made this. I finished it maybe an hour before the class started, this thing right here. But I made the whole entire structure and started the petals last night at around like 5 o'clock when I was still here at the shop. And then I went from there and added some of the rest of the stuff. So on this one, I think I want to add 2 bicones and a pearl. But yeah, so that's why I called it a surprise. Not because I was surprising you, I was also surprising myself. But I am very fortunate with, you know, creativity. I do not lack it in that department, so I could come up with things quite quickly. So also means I got a lot of ideas floating around in my head all the time. So combine that with I have to work another job, so my brain's always going nonstop, guys. Thank you, Teresa. I miss ya. Everybody here at the bead store misses you. But you went to beautiful West Coast. So the tip that I can give to you guys for adding the petals afterwards is make sure you hold it down when you're doing so. Hold it down with your thumb, and so that way you can still see the 8 that you're going into. And the reason is that, you know, if you want your petals to kind of line up correctly, so that way the middle one is, you know, in the middle and stuff like that, it helps to hold it down, to hold it back. Because then otherwise you're going to get your petals that they're all going to kind of mix up and stuff like that, and nobody's going to want to agree with each other. Oh, cool. You did the gem duo? That's awesome. See, guys, you guys can do all different kinds of stuff with this. I love having the 8s on the outside here, where the 8s actually become part of a connection piece. So I do that with a lot of my things. This one that we're going to be learning on Thursday is kind of the same concept. These beads here are used as connection beads. You know, and you could see how it's kind of similar to what is going on here. If I flip this over, you can see that there's one bead that is flipped over, and that flipped over bead is going to be like your connection bead. So yes, they want to twist. So holding it down with your fingers, with your thumb, while you're putting them in, will keep them from twisting and keep them from getting all mixed up with each other. So that way you have that nice little pretty 5-strand pearl thing or petal thing that you can see. Because otherwise they're going to end up getting mixed up and you're going to end up with a bunch of crazy fringes. Yay, good. All right, stick your Rivoli inside the basket and close it up and go through the top layer of the bicones and the 15s one more time to make sure. And then after that, you're going to travel down to exit an 8. All right, so I added my 5 on this one, so now I have to travel through to get to my next 8. I like giving you guys options too. So, you know, if I figure out something else that will work or be really cool to work with, I'll share the wealth. That's why I rivaling up. That's why I like component pieces, because I like doing different things with them. So if you make a component piece, a piece that has multiple things going on, I know some of you guys hate component pieces. I like them because that means I can share with different designs of what I want to do. So I think on this one, I'm going to use 4, an 11, and 4 15s. See what I mean? Switch it up. Add some different texture to it. All your petals don't have to be the same. Okay, flip that one over. So you guys remember how you did the, God, what was that bracelet called? It's a bracelet that's like, a flat spiral. How you guys did the flat spiral. And those loops, they would like flip up. It's the same thing, same concept with this. You want to grab your loop and hold it over to the edge. With this one, I'm going to add a pearl in between on my second petal. So Cody went home with tummy medicine and some specialized food. Which Connor will probably want to eat that too, because he likes to eat whatever he sees in sight. So. All right, so my middle one, I'm going to do a couple of bicones on here, maybe 2 bicones. And that's why I told you you're going to use, a couple different, I'm not really sure how many bicones or pearls you're going to end up using, because it all depends on you, on what you want to do. Okay, back to my middle one. Mine looks like eyelashes. Cool. I want to see your pictures. Post them. Post them on the Facebook site. I think I used too many 11s here. Hang on. There we go. What's the name of this project? It does not have a name. What do you guys want to name it? I'll go with whatever names that you guys want to suggest. I hate, you know, naming the things is kind of like, oh God. That's the tough part for me. What do I want to name it? I don't know. Mysterian. Sharon, are you saying that because you can't figure it out yet? I think you got it though. I have not used Zoom. We did, I talked with Monica Vinci via Zoom the other day, but I haven't used it in a class setting yet. See, not that bad. You got it closed in. Yay! Just add the Bicones. Awesome, Sharon. See, you got it. The fringy stuff. Yay! Party. Boo, boo, boo. Kono surprise. Cool. Kono surprise. I like it. All right. So, how about this? How about we make that the next thing? You guys send me in your names of what you want to do for this, and we'll draw a name out of the hat, and that's the name that we'll come up with. And the winner of that, whoever picked the winning name, will get a free kit for the medallion, which I don't know where it went to. I think it walked away again. Ooh, I can catch things. So send me the names. Comment under here with your names under this post. I'll put all those names in a basket. We'll pick up a winning name out of the basket, and I'll make sure I put your guys' names on it. And whoever picked the winning name will get a free kit for this guy, the next one. Okay? All right, so that's our next contest. Pick the name. Pick what this is going to be called. What is this? What is this? In those colors? No, you can pick your colors. You can pick, you know, if you want, this is Carnival. This one's Carnival, and then, ooh, I can't catch. I thought I could catch, but I can't. And this is Seafoam. So, you get to pick either Carnival or Seafoam. And the Carnival is actually really pretty in person. So, don't let the pink scare you, or the yellow. I hate yellow myself, so. All right, so that's our next contest. So keep on adding your fringies, guys. Fringy time. So if you just joined us and you created the component piece here, the component piece is right here. It's this guy right here in the inside. Then what we do, hey Leslie, how are you? Then what we do after that, we add our petals to the outside. Each 8-0 has 5 petals coming from it. So it has a small petal, a medium petal, and a large petal. A hint on the fringe. Yep, we're going to go over the fringe again right now, Kathy. So our small petal is usually mostly just 15s. So I usually pick up right around 10 15s. Okay, so yep, that's about 10. And I travel back through the 8. All right, hold your petal down. Starburst, cute. Hold your petal down with your finger, okay? And pick up the second fringe. The second petal has, 2 15s, couple of 11s, maybe 3 or 4. You can put a bicone in there if you want. It's a little bigger than the other one, though. That's the whole point. So my second fringe here is going to have 2 15s, 8 11s, and another 2 15s. Okay? Travel back through the 8. Petal Surprise. That's another cute one. Surprise! Stephanie came up with it in like an hour. Third petal. Usually have 115 at the end, just because I don't want too much smushing going around at the bottom. So smushy, smushy. If you put too many large beads closer down to the bottom here where the 8 is, it's going to end up kind of getting smushy there. And nothing's going to be really great. Le Fleur de Beadjoux. Oh, I like that one. Too bad it can't be like Stephanie's choice at this point. If we're going to put it in a hat. If we're going to put it in a hat, that's the fair way to do it. Chock full of petals. So the petals come out of the 8. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Kathy. So 115. We're going to do 4 11s. Crystal. 4 11s. You guys see, I'm pretty symmetrical. So, you know, I kind of like to pick up, you know, at least in my grouping, the same thing. So, all right. That petal now goes to the side. All right. Now we're going to pick up our 4th petal, which is going to mirror our 2nd one. So 2 15s, 8 11s. And 2 15s. And travel back through the 8. Okay. Hold it down. Hold down the fort. All right, last one, around 10 15s. Petal pusher. Octopus petals, hey! So putting your suggestions for the name in the comment section. So just like you commented, Pat, just now, just put in a name, an idea for a name. However many you want, doesn't matter to me. Keep on naming them. It's okay, Kathy, I got you. Keep on naming. Every name that you suggest, I'll put into a hat with your name on the sticky that you suggested. And I'm going to pick a name from a hat. We don't have a hat here. From a basket, a bead basket. And that person will win a kit for the next class. So you guys that are watching the video, of course, are going to be the only ones that do this because I'm going to pick it out today. So name as you wish right now. I'm going to have to add more thread. Are all the petals coming out of the same 8? Yes. All 5 petals, all 5 petals that we added are all coming out of the same 8. So in this grouping right here, I have 5 petals coming out of the 8. In this grouping right here, 5 petals coming out of the 8. In this grouping right here, 5 petals coming out of the 1 8. 5 petals coming out of the 1 8. 5 petals coming out of the 1 8. From the pearl to the 8 on the first row. Yes. So you're not going to the 8s on the bottom here. You're going to the 8s that are from the pearl to the. So yep. You got it. I think Sue got the idea that I like to name my stuff Italian things. Fiorellini prato, is eterno amore. Oh my gosh. I do have Fiore de Prato. That's a bracelet that I have, so. And I'm just ending my thread to add a new one. Fringe Frenzy. Sunflower. Cool. I know. Well, autocorrect does not like Italian words. You should see me when I'm trying to talk to like Monica Vinci, like type to her, text to her, and it comes out with all these weird things. I'm like, that is not what I was trying to say at all in the least. You love, yes, FDP. Everybody loves FDP because that's what we abbreviate it to be because nobody likes to say the full entire name. So it's Fiore de Prato. So Fiore de Prato is, I have one here. This is the colorway that I'm out of though. So this is Fiore de Prato. So this is Fiore de Prato, esa terra amore. So Fiore de Prato is just meadow flower. Blah, if I can talk. No, I liked it without fringe too. I was struggling with what to do with it because I thought it was way too simple or too tiny for you guys, you know, as a surprise class. So I added the fringe afterwards because, you know, I was like, what to do. And I was limited to the stuff that I told you guys that you needed to have. So I liked it as a structure piece, as something that, you know, to work with later on with just the... just this around it, just in case. So, and like I said, here you can add like gem duos. So if I were to take out these gem duos again, they kind of fit right in there too. So you can use gem duos in there. So you can go with whatever you like. So Sharon, don't, you know, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Nobody ever hurts my feelings by taking one of my designs and making it their own some way, somehow. So I really don't care. I think that's part of being as creative as I can be, is because, you know, I don't care. I can make more stuff. So if you guys like, you know, to change it up a little bit, I'm cool with it. So go for it. I gave you the structure. I gave you the structure piece to go with, and then you can go and you can take it out. So, all right, you can go do whatever you want with it. It's even really cool as like a half piece, all right? So figure this, all right? Think about it this way, guys. So think that you only do the fringe on like 5 of the sections here. So then you got kind of like a fan thing going on, and you can make the fringe longer here, and you can make this, one of these 8s at the top. No, I'm holding it awkward. But you can make... one of these 8s at the top right here as your connection. So you don't have to put the fringe all the way around. I think it's really cool like this too, as like, you know, as a pendant. And like I said, you can make the fringe longer. And I think Hannah Rossner would be a very, very supportive of me and my use of fringe right now. So if Hannah's watching, Stephanie's Folly. Cute. So if Hannah's watching, I think she would approve of my use of fringe right now. So, cause I hardly ever use fringe. So, but yeah, so this, one of your 8s here, because the 8s are flipped sideways. So since they're flipped sideways, you got that hole there that you're able to use. It's a useful connection point right there. So, if you want, you can make longer fringe and kind of make it, you know, your own there. So think about it this way. So this was for a 14 millimeter Rivoli, and we used 8 points. So for an 18 millimeter Rivoli, we would probably need, thinking. It would have to be an even number. So it would be probably 4 more of the points for an 18 millimeter Rivoli. It's between 2 or 4. So if you wanted to make it something a little bit larger. She uses a fringe to cover up her mistakes. Well, you know, I could have a mistaker in here or two. We never know. So, but yeah, so you can do that as well. You can use it as a half. You can use it as just the actual component piece itself. When I'm talking about the component piece, I flip it over because you can pretty much see it there. and stick some other beads in there on the side here. Right here would be good point for a 4mm bicone. A 4mm bicone would fit exactly into that hole as well. So your options are endless. So cool, cool. Keep the names coming. More names you give, the more entries you have. Oh my God, I sound like a sound like a commercial. My lower fringe is a little longer. See, yeah, A designer special, there we go. So I'm adding thread, is what I'm doing. I have to put it a little closer to me because I cannot see of what hole I'm supposed to be going into. It's going to be hilarious going through these comments afterwards and try to figure out which names. I hope you guys are having fun with these videos. I hated them at first, I'll tell you the truth. But I've grown to enjoy them because at least I can connect with you guys somehow, some way. I'm not much of a live my life on social media person. So, you know, so the videos are just... I mean, if any of you guys are friends with me, you'll probably figure that out. I really don't post that much. Sorry. Yeah, sending your order. Only $9.99. But wait, there's more. With your order, you'll get this free Ginsu knife. All right, so I'm back. I just added thread right there, as you can see. So, and add thread, I just did a half hitch knot. Sorry, I took it off the screen for a minute because I could not see where I was adding my thread at. I'm still remotely young, but obviously the young age is kind of going away. So if I can't see that much anymore, so. So we're just adding little petals to our flower here. Each 8/0 has 5 loops coming out of it. Those loops would be the petals. If you like more than 5, go for it. Whatever you could fit is my idea. So, and what I do is when I add the petal, I push it to the side with my thumb. Oh, sure, I can get more Rivolis. Swarovski loves me. They're like, hey, Stephanie, order more. All right, some more bicones. That's why I was like, I wasn't sure how many bicones you're going to use or pearls or whatever. I mean, I know you were going to use some, but I wasn't sure how many, so... But I think adding the extra, different color pearls and stuff like that. And you don't have to stick with one color pearl. Remember, this is yours. So if you want 2 or 3 different color pearls, hey, go for it. Swarovski will love you as well. Just like they love me. So each petal I add, I go back through the 8. Oh, geez. I'm praying for you, Kathy. I'll give you a call. I just know it's not going to be today. Sorry. We had some issues with Cody this week, as you know. So I'll give you a call early next week, though. All right. Hugs. Love you. And I'm praying for your mother-in-law. Ta-da. Ta-da. Is ta-da the name, Pat, or did you post a picture? Because I can't see the picture if you posted the name. Oh, you finished? Cool. You finished before me. That's me just trying to like, hey, lag behind. Awesome. Ta-da. I'll be finished in a bit. The rest of this will just breeze on through. Your thread was longer? All right. I don't know. I'll have to look at it. I can't see pictures on here. They only show me like words and sayings, so I'll look at it later. I'm pretty sure it looks fantastic though. If everybody else can see it though, let me know and they can comment as well. Only nice comments here though. Remember, we're nice people. Lynn, I'm talking to you. Cool. Awesome, Connie. This will be your after dinner delight. Here we go. Here we go. One more after this, and then I will be done. Speak for yourself. Come on, Lynn. I'm working with your colors here. This was really fun. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. That's awesome. I enjoy creating things, and I enjoy not having to write instructions, so that's even better for me. That's kind of like the worst part of it, is I can create things really quickly. It's that typing it up thing. So I have to type up so much for work as in general as it is. I really don't want to see the computer afterwards, so just let me look at the beads. Yeah, I'm going to be out of 11 soon. So how to hang is I would actually make one of my middle loops on one of my flower petals here, just a tiny bit longer. And you can use one of those loops as the connection point there. So that was my idea. So here you can see on my original one, this one here is the longest one. This one here is a little bit longer than all the rest of them. So I would actually put the 3mm pearls here offer a great place for you guys to put a wire protector above it, because the wire protectors fit almost exactly over on top of a 3mm pearl or a 3mm crystal. So you can add a wire protector there, just stitch it in over on top, And then you have your little connection piece there for to put on a jump ring or a chain or something like that. You came over the orange side. Uh-oh. Lynn, you're orange person now? And I'm doing your colors right now? So that's my suggestion for how you should, you know, you can connect it or make it into a pendant. But if you find another way that's better for you, then go for it. Like I said, I'm all about making it your own. I have tons of people that send me pictures of the stuff that they made of mine. They're like, I made a little change. Go. All right. If it works better for you, cool. I think I'm going to do all pearls on this one. Shirley, how's Toby doing? Is he doing better? If you're still on here, Shirley. Or I might be just talking to myself. I'm definitely not talking to myself. There's tons of you watching right now, so. Yeah, it kind of does look like a snowflake. Definitely was not going for that, but I was going for like a cool and a warm colorway, so I did the warm one. This is the cool one. So, you know, once you guys figured out how to make it, it really does not take long to make one of these. You can pop these out in no time. So they make great pendants for gifts, for sure. And since we have time on our hands right now, if we're social distancing and such, then great time to work on gifts. My loop wants to wrap around my other stuff. Be careful with your fringes that your thread doesn't want to wrap around it. Oh man, not a good week for pets. Can you find out how many viewers you have per live video? I typically, on this one, it ranged. It was about 30 something continuously. So, I mean, it went up to like 40 and stuff like that. But yeah, it shows me on here how many that I have currently watching. And then it will show me afterwards how many people have viewed it. So, but I typically get, 30 to 50 people watching at a single time. So, I'm so sorry about Lucy Grace. It was a bad week for pets. But hopefully she'll get those kidney stones removed and she'll feel better. Yeah, I don't know. Cody was like, he was not feeling it this week at all. So it kind of scared us and we're like, oh God. I remember that when I had Amy Katz here and Trooper passed away. So, while she was here teaching classes. That was not a good time for me. And I think my mom was in Italy. It was just crazy times. You finished? Cool. Yeah, you can. You can go get a tattoo today in Georgia if you want. Or a haircut. Or you can go bowling. I'm here at a bead store by myself, so with my mom. I'm doing none of those things right now. I cut my own bangs for a couple weeks, and I guess I'll eventually get a haircut, you know, when I feel better about it. But I typically only cut my hair maybe twice a year, so like my hair, because, you know, it's long. I have long hair, typically. All right, I'm going to finish this up. You guys keep on naming names. The more names you enter, the more chances you get. I'll pick that name out of the hat. And you guys will get to see the winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And that was it. That was my last one. So that's what mine ended up looking like. Cool. There's my gold one. There's my silver one. My warm colorway and my cool colorway. Where do you want us to pick? Anywhere. You can post it on the bottom of the comments here. Oh, 3mm pearls instead of 4. No. Yep. So, there's the colors I worked with. There's my instruction, guys. See? Can you understand that? No, nobody can understand that? Damn. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. So, alrighty, so thank you guys so much again for joining us on a Saturday. Hi! So, we're from Georgia. Curly Top, Pixie Star. These are interesting names. I'm glad you guys liked it. We're gonna, so all the names that you guys commented down here will be posted. I will take a little sticky note and we'll write them down. We'll put them into a hat. And we'll draw a name after that. And the winner gets a free kit for Thursday's class. So, yay, I'm glad you guys got your kits. Awesome. So yeah, order your kits for next week. I'm going to ship them out priority to make sure you guys get them on time, okay? So thank you so much for watching us and joining us, and I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. And I will see you guys on Monday. Monday, we're going to be having coffee with Stephanie, and then we're going to be finishing up this guy here. So that is the bead embroidery design project that we did. So, so yeah. So join us on Monday. That's Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Coffee with Stephanie, which is just me talking. So if you guys don't want to hear me talking, then don't join. And 3 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time is the bead embroidery project, okay, on Monday. Then Thursday is, what do I call it? The medallion. And Saturday is the crystal lace bracelet, okay? All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye. Hugs.